Hey everybody, this is Future Mandemikc. I processed this video and I decided I was going to implement a red flag icon. It pops up every time HL Talk That Thought or any future videos of anybody that I believe is talking utter bullshit. If anything they states isn't substantiated in the videos that they're reviewing, and of course I'm reviewing them and the videos themselves, if there's anything that they can't substantiate or anything they're just making up out of the blue, I'm going to call a red flag on it. This is very important for those people that might be young and inexperienced in relationships or just starting out in the dating scene and don't really know the complex dynamics of relationships, of older people especially and younger people. So yeah, red flags if they're lies or unsubstantiated data. Thank you very much. Oh, and since this is my first one doing it, I will let you know a little secret. There were 47 red flags in 10 minutes. 47. It was like a Trump video. Love you guys. All right. See you in the next one. All right. So let's go into this. This is going to be going in blind. I'm very confident that this is full of, these videos are full of shit. So I'm very confident of going in here and bashing the living hell out of them. So let's go in here.
So I am struggling big time tonight. This week I had made the hard decision to walk away from my marriage. Mental health runs in my family quite heavily. And I'm finding myself like not wanting to eat. I don't want to cook. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm exhausted mentally and physically. Today I've been really feeling down on my decision and questioning whether I'm doing the right thing for my family, whether I am doing the right thing for myself. I am feeling lost in this world, feeling like some days I don't belong, and I know I do. My children need me, I know that. But the guilt of following my heart and being true to myself and no longer ignoring my inner intuition.
I was wondering what that was. This is HL Talk That Thought.
So difficult.
Overriding her voice
and
with
I hope that
some
one
song
day
bullshit.
him and his
Being
family will
disrespectful.
forgive me.
Welcome back, family.
See?
Today we will review the real reason modern women are just
Let me turn
so
this up.
unhappy and miserable people, no matter what the circumstances they find themselves in. Doesn't matter if you treat them good or bad. It doesn't matter if the sky is blue or dark. Modern women will always be unhappy because of the fear of missing out. Let's start by watching this woman asking for forgiveness, while second-guessing her decision of leaving a 13-year-old marriage for absolutely no valid reasons.
Hey TikTok fam. So my previous video nailed it on the head on how I felt. And today I've been really feeling down on my decision and questioning whether I'm doing the right thing for my family, whether I am doing the right thing for myself. I am feeling lost in this world, feeling like some days I don't belong, and I know I do. My
That's her
children
video.
need me.
It's not HL Talk That Thought. I take that back.
But the guilt of following my heart and being true to myself and no longer ignoring my inner intuition to leave this relationship has been so difficult. And I hope that one day him and his family will forgive me.
Listen, lady. I believe that your ex-husband's family already forgave you, and they are probably just trying to move on from you since all you care about is your so-called happiness.
This woman, as you're going to see here in this next part, she talks about how mental health issues run in her family. And obviously she is fully admitting, or at least she's subtly acknowledging that this might be something like that. Not once has she bashed her ex-husband. Not once has she bashed his family. This is her having to deal with most likely mental issues. And HL Talk That Thought literally has nothing in his toolbox to deal with this. So he just bashes on her for being just an evil piece of shit woman. So that's why I have to bring these videos out. It's to let everybody know that there's stuff out there like this. And if you have sons, and specifically sons, this is out there. And they could watch this stuff, and then they could think that this is for real, that HL Talk That Thought is telling the truth. When the fact is obviously she has some mental issues, possibly even a breakdown. Who knows? There's nothing about what this woman has done that's evil or malicious.
That you can't even describe. If you have to keep on questioning such a big decision every time, that just means that it was the wrong decision. You just got emotional and decide to leave without even thinking of the consequences of your actions.
These videos that she's doing is showing that's all she's doing is thinking about it. She is thinking about it. HL, seriously, red flags, man. Red flags, red flags, red flags.
Guys, remember that she mentioned her previous videos in the beginning of this clip. Well, let's watch that video to understand what she is talking about.
I think one of the most painful feelings in the world is having to break someone else's heart. Let me explain. Sometimes love is not enough. I'm gonna say it. Sometimes you can be friends with someone, you can be happy and everything, and it's just not fulfilling you. So what do?
That's life. She's totally right.
You have to look them in the eye and tell them that, right?
It sucks.
The person that you've built your life with, that it's just not working and you're not happy anymore. And that shit hurts. And it hurts even more when you see how much it hurts them. But I want everyone watching this to know that you deserve to be happy. And so do they. And neither of you should settle until you find that.
That's a very mature way of putting it. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, sometimes people fall out of love. There's no real they just do. And what this woman on the right is saying, I'll call her Blue. Let's call her Blue. What Blue is saying is she's freaking distraught by this, man. She's hurt by this. And obviously the person on the left, the subject of our video today, she's understanding it because that's probably what she's going through, or at least she's going through a majority of that she can relate. There is nothing inherently wrong. There's nothing right or wrong about this. This is true. This is fact. This is what's correct in life, that they might actually be going through this. And there's nothing. Have you guys ever made a mistake after doing something? Or you've done something and realized, oh, now I'm stuck. I didn't really want to do that. Things can happen to you. You can scale that all the way down to buying the wrong candy bar at the grocery store when you're getting gas, when you're filling up your tank. Or it can go all the way up to marriage. Investments in large corporations, going to a party or going to a meeting, or choosing to sell your business or divest yourself of a classic automobile that you've had forever, or selling a home, or whatever it is. This shit happens in real life, people. This stuff really does happen, and it sucks and it's sad. And sometimes you don't have a choice. I personally have left a very good woman one time, strictly because we had such a long distance relationship and it lasted for over 4 years. And to this day, she's an angel. There's nothing wrong with her. She is just a lovely, lovely human being. But I had to. I couldn't move. She couldn't move. She ended up moving once, but it was because of something completely private. Can't talk about it. But it just sucked. But I had to do it. It was what it was. They're going through the same thing here.
How much proof do you need to see that most modern women will leave a healthy relationship for something that they don't even know?
Leave a healthy relationship. That's why I keep having to frickin' pause this shit, because of all of his red flags. I mean, it's just saturated with red flags. Most women don't leave healthy relationships because they're healthy. Most women don't. We could just say, generally speaking, women don't leave healthy relationships. He's talking absolutes and just bullshit.
Oh. It is all about the thriller of satisfying their forever changing emotions.
No, it isn't. They're struggling with their emotions. Both of the ladies are. They don't like what they're going through. You could tell that they probably have a bit of self-loathing going on, that they are not happy with how they are or why they're doing it, but they have to.
These women are openly admitting that they left their marriages and destroy their families for nothing.
They never openly admit they destroyed their families. Families are stronger. If this is a good woman, if these are good women and they've done nothing wrong, the families will come around sooner or later and understand that whether it sucks or not, whether they're happy with them or not, maybe it was the best. Possibly. Not for sure, but I know it's not what H.L. talked about was saying because he's a big monster red flag.
You just can't make this shit up. And the worst part is that they always portray themselves as the victim no matter what the circumstances
are. They considering themselves a victim.
Struggling big time tonight. This week, I had made the hard decision to walk away from my marriage. We just weren't getting along, so on and so forth. It was just time. He took the kids camping at his parents for the weekend, and I'm home alone. And mental health runs in my family quite heavily. And I am finding myself, like, not wanting to eat. I don't want to cook. I don't want to go anywhere.
She sounds
exhausted,
depressed.
Mentally and physically.
She sounds like she's depressed.
So for any of you guys struggling with tough times, keep going. You're not alone. We're here together. We can band together. And I'm so lucky to have my family, even though they're a few hours away.
She decided to leave her family, and now she is trying to...
She decided to do the best thing for her and possibly her family, including her children. That's one thing that you all, if you don't have kids and you're young men, young women, and specifically men, if you're listening to this, she might have done a very mature thing. Sometimes you can't fix it. Sometimes your spouse can't fix it. Your partner can't fix it. Your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Sometimes they can't fix it. Sometimes you can't even fix yourself. Sometimes the only answer is to leave the situation. It sucks. It doesn't happen often, but it can happen. She realized she had to leave the situation because if she stayed, it is very likely the ones that got hurt the worst, the ones that lose out the most are those kids. So parents have to think more than just themselves. This woman is thinking more than just herself. If she's a good mom, and honestly, if she's a good partner, if she's a good spouse, a good wife, she'll leave. If she knows that that's what's best because she won't be able to handle it, because she can't fix whatever's going on in her head. She even admits, she said that they've had issues, but she doesn't blame him at all. If you notice this, whether she does, she's not putting it out there. She's in fact, she's kind of nodding that she has mental health issues, you know? So young men, what she's doing is healthy.
To blame it on family mental health. These modern women just want the freedom and the power to do whatever they want, but with absolutely no responsibilities. They forget that with great power comes great responsibilities. Now they want to come here on social media to form groups of unhappy people because we all know that misery loves company. They try to convince themselves that their childish decisions to not commit to anything is part of being strong. They make stupid motivation videos like this next clip to try to make themselves feel better in their misery.
Hey, Love Bug. Your growth game has been incredible lately. Positive, it's exciting, it's what you've been striving for. And yet it can feel challenging, lonely, and sad. Because here's one thing people don't talk about. Growth leads to grief. There's an old part of you, an old life that is literally dying away.
I think she meant grief leads to growth, not growth leads to grief. I don't think anybody has a message that growth leads to grief. I mean, it could, but it's grief leads to growth.
That's not always easy. Worth it? Yes. Easy? No. You can be ready and excited for what is to come while grieving what you are outgrowing. You keep going, okay?
Now, I don't know what HL is going to say, but I'll tell you what I say. I, as a man, do not get this self-motivation, female stuff. To me, it literally is mental garbage. However, it's just not for me. I really don't understand. I mean, it's this woman on the right coaching whomever wants to watch this video, and this woman on the left, which I don't think it's for her, but it could be, but I don't really think it's tailored directly to her. I don't think the woman on the right is actually talking directly to the woman on the left. I think the woman on the right is just, it's a motivational, wank video. But women do they like this stuff. It works for them. Hey, sometimes men have to go to the gym and beat the shit out of a big fucking punching bag. It works for them. For women, this emotional stuff works. It does. It makes them feel better. It centers them wherever it has to. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm not going into that. It doesn't work for me. This stuff, I just turn it off immediately. I'm like, because it's not that I'm shut down. I'm totally not. I'm very much in tune with my emotions. I talk to my partner all the time. We go through, whenever we have arguments, we talk it out, and we do it consciously. I cry and friggin', she's always over there saying, "Are you crying again? Leave me alone." It's a sensitive part of the movie. I cry a lot when it comes to movies and shit. When my son does something really cool or he says something really lovely, I want to break down in tears. I am touching my emotions, but this stuff I can't deal with. But they can. So let's hear what HL has to say about this woman trying to get her feels wherever she can.
This is all part of the process.
Modern women will always be perpetual victims. They always find a way to victimize themselves, even though they are the ones that create all these problems for themselves. It's all self-inflicted wounds. Now, this next and last clip will prove to you how modern women actions are so reckless. In the midst of all this saga she created, she will decide to go in an unknown location with some random guy. It's always about chasing the thrill with these modern women. But let's just watch.
All my channels.
So I decided to take a trip to the mountains today. The kids are with their dad camping for the weekend with his family. And so I felt it was important to take some me time before the weekend and getting stuff prepped for our house listing on Monday. I'm a mixed bag of emotions right now. Not sure what to think of it. I planned this trip to go hiking with some random people, and they never showed.
All of us can already guess.
Remember, he said random guy? He said random guy, and it's from random people. I know enough about women that I will tell you, chances are, it was probably another group of women. And when a woman goes through struggles like this, and I've seen this firsthand, I've caused it. I've been the cause. It's happened to me. I've seen a lot of friends. What I mean by cause is I've been through a divorce, 2 of them. Not really my fault, but the divorce itself, it takes 2 or kind of thing. Women do group up. They do like that togetherness that men just don't understand. We don't have to understand it. Chances are, if she's in the state she's in, they're already selling the house, which means it's been a couple weeks, if not a month or 2 or whatever. She's probably went with a group of women. Now, I'm assuming, I'm not 100% for sure. I can't guarantee that. I'm just assuming here, but chances are is with a group of women.
That the random person that she planned to go on a hiking trip with was probably some random Chad she has been pursuing online, thinking that he can commit to her. These modern women prefer to chase after Chad and Tyrone and get pumped and dumped than to focus on their family.
Do you young men see how vulgar this person is? Anything like this, you guys need to stay away from. It is a red flag. It will harm you in the end if you listen to people like this.
This is one of the real reasons these modern women leave their stable marriages for no good reasons. They believe that they can find better than their husbands in a blink of an eye out there. She literally got stood up by this random guy, but she will probably keep on chasing after him because that's how irrational these modern women really are. Like I said in the beginning of this video, it doesn't really matter what the circumstances are. Modern women will always be unhappy people, because they focus more on what is outside of their relationship instead of appreciating what they have in their relationships. They listen to random miserable people online that give stupid advice to try to draw them into their misery. They follow whatever they see on social media that pander to them, telling them what makes them feel good instead of hearing the truth. Fellas, do not think that you can make a modern woman happy. She will drain the hell out of you if you try to listen to what she is telling you to do to make her happy. Instead, watch her actions and act accordingly. And above all, don't forget to keep your head up.
Again, I love how he puts these thin-ass guys up here, which are obviously paid models, and he puts them in these suits like you, the viewer, you're that. You're not that. You're a normal guy. You're not someone that's paid to walk down some street in New York or London or wherever in some $400, $500 suit. And look, you don't. You're not going to. You don't need to. You just need to be a normal person. You can listen to your women, but you don't always have to follow them. You're not going to always agree. You know, you have to be your own person. You have to stand your ground, but you also have to realize you're going to be wrong. Everything's a team effort, man. You got to work together on this shit. You just, I have times where me and my partner don't see eye to eye, you know, and we're not always going to agree, but we walk away from each other. We just take a break, and then we always come back and we always realize, hey, we were just hot-headed, and we cooler minds prevail, you know. And that woman did nothing wrong. Every single thing she did was about her just trying to basically, if she went crazy, who knows what kind of crazy shit can happen? We've heard horror stories about fathers and mothers and husbands and wives killing each other, killing their kids, all this crazy shit. Do you think those people had gotten any kind of psychological help? That might have not have happened? They might have been able to avoid that? Yeah. This woman said, look, I can't do this. At no point did you see that she was angry. Did she show any animosity? Was she mad at the kids? Was she mad at the family? Was she mad at her ex-husband? None of that. Absolutely none of that. She's just trying to get help. Young men, no on this guy. Absolutely no, man. You got to stay away from people like this. They're awful. They're awful. No more time. No more time for dickhead. All right. Thank you all for watching. I do appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. Go to mandemikc.com. You can also go to my other channel where I do video games, Population Uno. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Twitch. Again, Population Uno, all one words. We got a picture of a little robot. I'll show you I'll show you the URLs here real quick. All have a great day. Like, subscribe. Talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.